Alright, welcome to... Oh, damn it. Okay, I say alright too many times, and I'm self-conscious of it now, because I listened to last week's episode in its entirety. But hey, welcome to Movie Monks.
You do say it an awful lot.
I do. I really do, and it makes me angry now.
Well, it's part of your charm.
Well, okay. My name's Nathan. I'm joined by Paul.
Hey.
We're going to talk about films and things.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself. Sorry, I cut you off. That was terrible.
You always cut me off. It's totally cool.
Yeah, I know. I do talk quite a bit.
Mm.
But this week I think you've seen more films than I have. I saw 2.
Yeah, not a lot of them are new, though. I went back to a lot of some of my favorite ones.
Well, that's totally fine. I mean,
yeah.
Film's kind of timeless in a way.
Why don't you start, then?
Alright, so I watched this little movie for the 6th time, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And,
oh my god.
It's really good, but
Did you pay for it this time?
Yeah, full price. $12.75. Boom.
Who did you go with?
Money. My mother, who is seeing it for the 2nd time, which has never happened.
Okay, so
life.
In a way that's excusable, because, I mean, it's like ringing in the new year in the year 2000, right? Like, it'll never happen again, probably.
That my mom would actually be up to see a movie again? Yeah. It was supposed to be a big family outing, but the rest of my family couldn't make it, which was sad, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was still pretty good.
Are you pretty close with your family?
Yeah, they're cool. I like my family.
That's good.
Yeah. Good. I hear that's the way to go. But,
I kind of wouldn't know, I guess.
Oh, man. This is... just... Let's not get depressing.
No. I'm okay with my immediate family. It's a lot of the other ones I'm not okay with, but... Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, things are getting a little... I don't know. Like,
yeah, I think we were talking about that a little bit last week after the recording was done.
Yeah. Cousin-in-law reviewed Rise of the Planet of the Apes. His opinion no longer means anything to me, so just gonna say that.
So
here.
What did he say?
Oh, I don't even care. He cited a couple of lines of dialogue that he took issue with, one of which isn't even in the movie. So, clearly an expert. Well, this is the pettiest thing ever. I'm just gonna start talking about the movie. Basically, I've gotten to a point where there is nothing left to notice. Like, I've noticed everything. Hey, 5JCL766, guess what that is? That's their license plate number.
Oh, dear God.
I have it in my brain now. I saw it, and I was like, ooh, interesting, and just remembered it, and now it's there forever. And, like, there's a red Sunfire on the bridge at the end, and I was like, hey, I own a Sunfire, cool. And then I just kept an eye on that. Like, there's nothing left to see. I know every frame. It's crazy, so...
You're like the Rain Man of Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Basically, yeah. At some point, I want to do an exercise where I just try to write out as much of it as I can from memory.
And then give it to me, happens. I'll go see it again and read it as it's going.
I've honestly thought about buying one of those kind of clicker things, like the counters,
yep.
So I can do a shot count before anyone else does. Because that's a thing that happens, and then I can put it up on Wikipedia or something and just be like, no, I know exactly how much.
I don't know if you should do
that.
Average
time, average shot length, I'll figure it out for you.
I don't think you should do that.
Well,
because like everybody probably thinks you're autistic by this point.
Oh, I'm kind of in a pickle because I've basically talked this movie up so much that like a group of friends wants to see it, and my cousin and her husband want to see it, and like I guess I probably have to go. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you obviously have to go.
Right, but, like, I don't know what I'm going to do for 2 more screenings. Like, I still love the movie. There's still stuff that's amazing every time.
Like what?
But it's like,
6th time around, what does someone that's seen this movie 5 times go to see now?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Like, really, I started looking at what the extras are doing in the background, and if there's editing mistakes. There are. But, that's forgivable enough, given, how much you're not supposed to be focusing on.
Okay, so when we were talking about this movie a little more in depth, you were saying this is a near-perfect movie akin to No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Is that still more of a perfect movie than this one?
No.
Okay.
Because I never watched No Country for Old Men 6 times in a month. So,
gotcha.
Kind of a special circumstance for any movie.
Maybe you should try
I've never done
doing that now.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I have a firm grasp on that movie, but yeah, I guess you're right. I can get it down to the point where I just know everything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like that cat that spills its milk bowl
Mm-hmm.
in the hotel. I'll like actually know what it looks like as opposed to knowing there's a cat.
I was like
So I
that
can tell you,
with
it's
the
like a
first
Calico.
Scream movie.
You saw it way too many times and you just know it all.
The last time, me and my friend saw it together a lot, and we lost count at 36.
Damn, that's stupid. That's
Right?
amazing. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know if I've gotten that high with anything, barring the original Star Wars films.
Okay, but you have to remember this is when it was already out on video. We didn't go to the theater each time.
Well, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, me and my Star Wars tapes, just watching those over and over. I have those down to that kind of precision, which is why minor audio tweaks are so awful.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that. I had a big fight yesterday with a friend of mine.
Which friend? Was it that Ryan guy?
Ryan. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, talking about whether or not it's the most egregious thing that
I like that guy.
happened,
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I also went and saw The Trip with him, the Steve Coogan film.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen the original series, which was, I don't know if that was ever released here properly. I basically had to download it. It's BBC. It's like six episodes. They're like half hour each, so there's like 3 hours of content. They kind of edited it down to a 107-minute movie.
Okay.
Still really good. I probably still prefer the series just because there's more of it, but it's still like it's still a great kind of time. It's like Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon playing weird versions of themselves. Well, like slightly exaggerated versions of themselves, and they just go on this restaurant tour and just kind of talk, and like Steve Coogan kind of has a bit of a midlife crisis thing going on. Yeah, really good. The crowd, if you want to call it a crowd, it was like me, Ryan, and like 6 people. Those 6 people, at some point before the movie ended, left. They just weren't having it, and I don't know what was wrong with them, because I thought it was really funny. And Ryan enjoyed it as well. We talked about it. It was a good time. But yeah, I don't know what they expected. Like, it's, kind of banter among friends, the movie. And I guess if you enjoy those dudes,
so it was like a
really
Kevin
like
Smith
it.
movie.
Okay. Now, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Paul, but never really been the biggest Kevin Smith fan. So
I'm aware of this, and we're going to be talking about Kevin Smith in a little bit here too.
Okay. I would consider it better than any Kevin Smith film I've ever seen.
Okay.
But I don't want to put you off this movie by saying that. But
why would you put me off this movie?
I just like, it's better than your favorite thing, and then you'll have this weird perception of it.
Dude, trust me, it's not a big deal, especially coming from someone that's seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes 6 times.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? I don't understand. You've seen it 6 times now too?
No.
That's awesome.
Coming from you, it's not that big of a deal because I know your opinion is crazy. You're just a crazy person.
No, I'm not a crazy person. I like me and that other. There's one other critic comparing it to the original King Kong, and he seems to be on about the same level as I am in terms of intellect and stuff. That was just me joking around. Anyway, so yeah, the trip's really good. I definitely noticed some of the bits that were missing, including maybe one of my favorite conversations in the movie, which is about actor Richard Gere, who I've never really thought about, but they kind of have a nice little conversation about him that makes me reconsider him and his body of work.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. Michael Winterbottom's good. A lot of improv in the movie. There's no credited writer, which I thought was really cool. The credits are like 12 seconds or something, because there's like a small handful of people made that movie, which I found kind of interesting too. And no, I heartily endorse it. Check it out.
I can assure you it probably won't until it's on video.
Yeah, that's fair. It's downtown, like art house kind of stuff. I was surprised it ever showed up here, but
where did you see it?
Oh, for Calgarians, the Uptown.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
No, wait, the Uptown's the snobby one. I went to the Globe.
Okay, I figured it was one of the two.
Yeah.
I kind of get them mixed up in my head a lot, though.
I do too, because they're across the street from each other.
Yeah.
And I've been to both, but I probably prefer the Globe. They just seem to be more down to earth, and less, I wear scarf in the summertime, like that kind of thing. Yeah. So
yes,
yeah.
To be fair, in Canada
Anyways,
we wear scarves all the time.
Well, it's cold from time to time. It was 25 that day, though. Anyway, this is getting really weird and not related. I also watch TV stuff, but I'll let you talk about films first.
No, what TV stuff did you watch?
Oh, okay. Basically my regular slate of shows. I also watched a bunch of Mega 64 stuff.
Okay.
That was probably occupying a lot of my time.
They were totally at PAX, and me and my friend that went were totally, actively avoiding them because we did not want to be on the internet in a Mega 64 video.
Oh, they're posting videos like madmen all the time. Like, each individual dude has their own channel, and they just post weird snippets of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our thing was we didn't want to be in one of those snippets.
Why not, dude? Be famous. Internet famous.
Yeah, we know how well that's working out for John.
Well, no, he seems to enjoy time and, Formspring.
I guess so.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, his
Whatever.
form. I think I get more enjoyment out of his Formspring than he does, though.
Like, it's more of a, endless chore. Just tons of questions piling up every day.
Well, I'm
Anyway.
pretty sure he has some pretty bad OCD qualities. Like, he's obsessively answering all of them.
Oh, hence the backloggery stuff, too.
Exactly.
I gotta finish every game ever. It's like, what if it's terrible?
Especially since he has, 1,400.
Yeah.
And he's only completed, 30% of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
never gonna end. I don't bother with that.
No.
If I don't like a game, I stop. Cause
You know what?
About time.
That's the most sane thing I've heard come out of your mouth all day.
Oh, okay. After all my crazy ramblings about Planet of the Apes and stuff. I could talk more about apes. I mean, in between all the time, I've been watching ape documentaries. So if you want to learn a thing or two, I'm the man.
I was actually grocery shopping today.
All right.
And my phone was dying. However, I was really tempted to text you and ask you what to stay away from.
Oh, cookies. You gotta check the cookie ingredients.
No, I don't buy cookies. They're dangerous.
Yeah, they're just kind of bad for you, too,
And
so just don't
they
buy
just
them.
go right away.
What do you mean?
Cookies.
That's the first thing you eat if it's in your house?
Pretty much. Hey, I could make
Yeah.
this, fantastic 3-course dinner and probably have leftovers for work tomorrow. Or I could just sit here and eat cookies until I'm sick.
Yeah, I had a weird, since we're just on a tangent right now, Safeway today, I just walked in there in search of ice cream, and then just wandered around looking at all the ice cream.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I shouldn't. And then I went through the cookie aisle too, and I was like, no. And then I just left. So I felt pretty good about that.
That's pretty good considering, if you really think about it, cookies with ice cream in the middle is amazing.
Yeah.
So that could have turned out really bad.
Basically, I looked at the nutritional information on the ice cream. Half a cup is 160 calories. You don't eat half a cup anything. That's no. It's 2 giant scoops. So that's 600 or something.
And hey, your fasting's over.
I know.
I was saying I'm glad that you
I've
lived
enjoyed
through
food. Yeah, potatoes, man. I don't know why, but right after that, I was like, you know what? Potatoes and onions are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And they were delicious.
Potatoes are really good.
I do enjoy them.
They are really filling, too. So good.
Yeah. That's all I had for supper was just a bunch of baked potatoes. And, I don't know. I feel alright.
Yep.
Alright, anyway, back on track. Breaking Bad.
Yes, I still have yet to start it.
I know. I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, because, it's the most recent episode. Basically, my only thoughts on it that I can share are a bunch of people online, and by a bunch I mean Patton Oswalt and friends,
Yep.
are going around being like, oh man, last night's Breaking Bad was the best episode of television ever.
Was it?
It was right up there with the best television I've ever seen. Amazing. Sopranos and stuff, forget that. Breaking Bad. And I was just like, no, it was okay. That was a decent one.
You don't get excited about anything without apes anymore, though.
Well, I guess so, but I like Mad Men, so...
That's true.
I'd almost be like, no, this was subpar just on that. It's no, I can list you literally a dozen Mad Men episodes that were better than this Breaking Bad episode, so hush up you know?
Did something big happen or something?
No, they basically just kind of delve into the background of a character who's been kind of cagey and mysterious thus far. So
it was interesting then.
No, it was definitely a good episode. One of the better of this season. Like, there's been 2 or 3 that are like, yeah, it was actually good, and then kind of a couple disappointments as well.
Mm.
Like, last week's episode I thought was, like, maybe the worst one they've done.
Okay.
Which, I don't like that when the series starts to get shaky.
Yeah.
That I really like. It's kind of upsetting, so I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of whatever, but yeah, this one's better. It was significantly better, and they kind of do some good callbacks to earlier in the show. So, thumbs up, but definitely not. Oh, top 10 list of TV episodes ever made. Like, dude, settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Then I watched Louis this week.
Okay. Yep.
Last week's was really interesting. It was like a big 45-minute one about kind of the war in Iraq and stuff, and Afghanistan and everything.
Okay.
Not exactly like hilarious, but kind of just about comedians and what they do and everything. It was cool.
I really like
this week's
Louis.
one. No, it was a good one. This week's was a little, I don't know, like it's like his teenage niece is dropped on his doorstep basically, and he just has to look after her, and his inability to relate to teenagers is the kind of focus. And it was okay. I mean, not my favorite, but it was decent. And then I ended with Curb Your Enthusiasm, which that show is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty funny show. Never really been like fiendish for it. Like, I don't think I'll ever buy all of the box sets and just watch them over and over or anything. But they're fun. They go down smooth. This one involved baseball, so not a sport I know too much about, but it was still enjoyable. So yeah, television. What films have you been seeing?
I guess I'll start kind of with television. I've been watching some old reruns of the UK version of Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
Okay.
Because I really like Gordon Ramsay and stuff. So
I was told yesterday that was actually a really good show. Is that on Netflix now? Is the thing? Is that what?
Yeah. It's been around for like 7 years. I think 7 years. Yeah, 2004, I think. Anyways, I used to watch it when I did the morning, I still do the morning shift, but I used to watch it on YouTube because since it was in the UK, they would be able to post it, and there wasn't copyright stuff or whatever. It was weird. But
okay, because there's like no license holder here, so whatever.
I guess, but I think that's changed ever since. Like, there's an American version now, which is far, far worse. But yeah, basically, he goes in, swears at chefs a lot until they get their act together and make some money.
Oh, okay.
So, everyone wins.
Oh, right, yeah. The reason we were talking about it was because the trip has a lot of highbrow restaurants in it as well, and just kind of the weird, pretentious attitudes they have and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And I've been catching up on this season's Hell's Kitchen.
That's similar, right? That's
kind of. Kitchen Nightmares is basically like he goes into someone else's failing restaurant, tells them what's up and like how to fix it, helps them fix it, and then visits a month after his visit to see if like they're still doing it.
Like implementing his changes.
Exactly. Yeah. And Hell's Kitchen is more like a competition to see who will be the head chef for a new restaurant he's opening up somewhere in the world.
All right.
Yeah. There's a lot of bickering and a lot of fighting between the women this season, and it kind of stresses me out because there's a lot of yelling at each other, and that kind of bothers me after like you watch it for like 5 hours.
Huh.
Yeah. So
I think I just don't like unscripted, reality television. I've never really been super on board with that. So
that's totally fair. The
sure.
draw to that series, though, is like when they're all in the kitchen doing whatever, and he's just screaming at them and throwing the food that you send up that's bad, like, around and stuff. It's pretty great.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just grown men acting like petty children.
I love it.
Never seems that funny, but okay, sure.
I don't think it's supposed to be funny.
I'd be more upset. Like, I'd probably relate to the people and just be like, man, come on. Like, Full Metal Jacket, the opening bits just make me upset because
that's different,
that
though.
drill sergeant is just too intense. Like, some of the stuff he says, I'd just be like, I'd probably just start crying. I'd just quit. I'd just leave right there. I could not do that. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd have to see it to see what I mean, because it's completely different.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I agree with you in that respect. But yeah. So the first movie I watched, I revisited Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah, I saw that on your Facebook. You mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that movie?
I really do. Yes.
All right, cool.
I'm guessing you don't.
I don't know. It's just really weird. Like I saw it assuming it was just like woo, fun '80s comedy. There's some weird, dark stuff in that I was not expecting at all. Like it's just like, hey, you know what's funny? Abortion. It's just like
but like it's not supposed to be. Like it's not all supposed to be funny.
But like Spicoli on the cover, he's all weird and haha, he's ordering a pizza, and then it just goes all like, no, serious problems, problems.
Yeah, I mean,
no, like I don't.
I think this is.
It just was not what I was expecting.
Okay.
Like I thought it was like National Lampoons or something, and it's like
no, it's absolutely not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really tricky situations they get into there. Like, I'm trying to remember the...
Like Phoebe Cates. That's some pretty tricky stuff.
What about Phoebe Cates?
She takes her top off, and I don't know, legendary. I'm sorry.
She also has like one of the smallest parts for one of the first build people in that whole cast too.
I think that was one of those influential, like, I was a young man, and
where
Access
were you
Television
when
was
Phoebe
playing
Cates
it.
took her top off, sort of thing?
Yeah, it was kind of a defining.
It's kind of like
what? I feel weird, like that kind of thing. So
yeah.
Also Gremlins, so
Yeah, there's always that too. One of my favorite parts is still. You've seen the full movie, and do you remember it very well?
I think so.
Well, the scene
like
I'm going to talk about, you obviously remember. It's where Judge Reinhold, as Brad Hamilton, is working at the convenience store at the end. And, like, it's the very end of the movie.
Okay, refresh me.
Spicoli comes in, goes to the bathroom after bringing a bunch of stuff up, and then, like, the place is being robbed. That dude comes up and, like, tries to rob him.
I don't remember anything you're saying. None of
really?
this happened. That was actually a different movie, so...
Okay.
No,
I don't know.
I remember Jennifer Jason Leigh has sex with this random dude at, like, a baseball stadium. Something about a carrot. They
Oh, wow, you remember that, but you don't remember the end?
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is in it for, like, 2 seconds.
And you barely see him, too.
Yeah, I was probably
I actually had to, like, go back and look for him.
Nicholas Coppola?
Coppola. Best role in that movie.
Yeah, the end, like the last half hour is really fuzzy. I don't know what goes on. But okay, something profound happens, or
not profound. I don't know. I just kind of liked it because I was a clerk at one point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this dude tries to rob him, then Spicoli comes out of the bathroom and kind of startles him, so, like, the gun he was pointing at Brad behind the register, he, like, turns his head, or whatever, and Brad just grabs this, like, pot of coffee and just, like, burns him with it, and then grabs the gun when he's on the ground and, like, holds him up.
Wow, that's kind of like History of Violence, but...
Spicoli's, like, totally awesome. Shit, I don't know. It was good.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. I still think it's a classic that someone has to see at some point. And speaking of which, I also watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay.
Yeah, you don't like that one either, do you?
Of the Coen's films, it's not one of my favorites, but I still own it, because I, want to have all of their films.
Because you're a collector.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at a copy of The Lady Killers right next to me that I purchased for that very reason, so...
Wow. Yep. Yeah, you actually purchased that, hey?
Now. Yep. I like Tom Hanks. He's okay in it, so...
I don't like Tom Hanks very much. He's a good actor, I don't know. I get a bad feel from him.
Alright, that's the end of the...
That's the end.
Castaway, dude. Castaway. So, you're wrong.
No.
Boom.
Castaway sucked.
No, Wilson, dude. Everyone.
Wilson was pretty good.
Bad for him. Yeah.
But it's pretty bad when he's the best actor in that film.
That's not true. It's mean-spirited things. Last great thing Robert Zemeckis ever did.
That I might agree with. Yeah, I think I might agree with you on that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Tom Hanks has definitely flagged some over the past few years. Like, I have no interest in Larry Crown, but I don't know. His early career
But yeah,
stuff.
anyways,
I
I
didn't even love
forgot
Forrest Gump that much.
a lot of the stuff that happened in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, because there was parts that played that was just like, oh wow, this totally happened. I forgot all about this, like the whole KKK part.
No, yeah, that's funny stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And, you know, around the end there, where George Clooney is dancing around on stage, the fake beard, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just like, one of my weird little beefs with that movie is it's just clearly not his singing voice at all. And I hate it when they do that. And they do it so blatantly in that movie. Like,
they really do.
Alright, George Clooney saying funny George Clooney things, and now it's not him at all. Boom.
He's really good in that movie. That's a really good character.
No, yeah, he's having fun. He's got this weird, like, pomade or whatever he keeps putting in his hair.
Dapper Dan.
Yeah, the fight they have with that, like, tall, stringy guy, that's just really great.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. John Goodman, he's fantastic.
Yeah. Beating the hell out of him.
But I guess just generally I'm not that interested in, like, a Southern musical. Like, that's just a weird kind of thing to do.
And yet, if anyone can pull it off, it's definitely them, and they did it, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I own it, so I still feel...
You also own the Lady Killers, so...
Hey man, that movie's okay.
I guess there's no accounting for taste.
They had a weird patch there. I have intolerable cruelty as well, but it just kind of makes No Country that much better, because they kind of reminded you, like, hey, we can still do it.
Hey, we can still do stuff that's, like, really fantastic, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, like, in case you were worried, yeah.
And then, after that, I threw in The Losers, which...
How is that? I've never seen it.
You know, it's not bad. That's probably the best thing I can say about it.
How's Chris Evans? How funny is Chris
He's
Evans?
pretty good. He's pretty good Chris Evans in this. The more I watch of that guy, the more I kind of love him, so... You hold a distant, like, third in my heart. Sorry.
Like, Zoe Saldana's in there?
Yeah, I don't like her very much in it. But that's fine. It's totally fine.
And Jeffrey
trying to
Dean
remember
Morgan.
who else is in it right now.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, a.k.a. the comedian from your favorite movie.
Yeah, my favorite movie. Because I've totally said that before. He's pretty good in this. He's pretty good.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. Maybe... I don't know. I don't really want to talk about a lot of stuff in it. You should see it sometime. It's okay.
Just dumb action comedy? Or?
Kind of. Probably more... I didn't laugh a lot.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was meant to be funny. There's a lot of not funny parts. I kind of wish I had gotten it on Blu-ray, though, because there's a few parts I think would have been pretty cool in a higher definition, but, you know, that's okay. It's alright. I got it for like $2, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy about that. But, yeah, the last one I watched was Red State.
Oh, you saw it?
I did.
Where? How? What?
It's out on video on demand.
Is that available in Canada?
It is when people put it on the internet from the States.
Okay, so all right. How is that? Is it?
It is
good?
a very competent indie horror film type movie.
Okay.
It is a pretty bad Kevin Smith movie. And the reason I say that is because, like, you've definitely seen, like, what he can do visually now. Like, he doesn't have just, like, a camera standing, like, on a counter with people talking. There's movement, there's direction, everything's good, except the writing. And the writing I always felt was one of his better parts, especially with dialogue. Like, it was... I didn't give a shit about any character in this movie, and that's not good.
Was Michael Parks at least an interesting villain, or...?
No, because he was underused.
Oh, so he just shows up, like, a couple times. And
he's always kind of there, but, like, I mean, he fits the role perfectly. Mm-hmm. And there's one part where he goes on this whole, like, monologue thing, and that's okay, and that goes on for about probably 10 minutes.
Like just a big sermon?
Exactly. It's a sermon to his quote-unquote family. I think they were actually all family in there, though. It's based on the Phelps family. Do you know the Phelps at all?
Are they
God
somehow...
God hates fags people?
Like Westboro...
Yeah,
okay.
that is them. Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of terrible
I've certainly
people.
heard of them.
Yeah,
for sure. Like, is it like super kind of one-note movie then? Like, it's just like, man, these religious zealots are crazy. Look at how crazy they are. Oh, they're crazy.
Kind of.
That's kind of all he has to say.
Kind of, but there's parts in there where he genuinely is trying to like, hey, like there's some of them in there are still people too, but by that time you hate all of them, so it's like, you know what, shoot that baby too. Just get the fuck rid of everyone in this movie. So like, I don't know, maybe it was just I don't like religious zealots at all. I don't like people that take things too far. Especially when the idea behind something can essentially be good.
Yeah. So just corrupting stuff and being petty and weird. And yeah, humans are frustrating. Kind of why I'm way into apes right now, but we'll just move on.
But then they'll evolve into us, and then they'll do Red State.
Oh, yeah. But right now, they're just like eating termites with sticks and stuff.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's clever. You know, I wouldn't have thought of that.
I don't know if I would pay for this movie in a theater.
Oh yeah, like if you had paid the $50 or whatever to go see it with him there,
I think that would have been different because that would have been like
first-hand, behind-the-scenes kind of thing.
That and like the movie itself would have still stayed kind of stagnant in my mind. Like maybe it's because I did what you do a lot and like build something up in my mind. And there's no possible way it could live up to the expectation.
Yeah, I guess like the best way to do it now in light of this whole apes thing is like just expect it to be garbage, and then you'll just be like, "Holy, it's the best movie!" And then
or just kind of don't
it'll
care
shoot you up
at
into
least.
the sky. Yeah, go in cold, and then you'll be like, "Oh, surprise, fun! This was actually okay."
So
like Cowboys and Aliens, I went in expecting it to be kind of bad, and then I ended up being like, "No, that was decent," and everyone else I was with was like, "Man, that was just a bummer." Just couldn't reach up to the amazing majesty I had envisioned. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? There was aliens.
There was Cowboys and Aliens, right?
Yeah,
sold.
I mean, that's all I really needed to be like, oh, okay, they didn't do that too stupidly, so sure. Yeah, alright. It's like, it's not great, but anyway, sorry, alright, so...
So basically, the idea is there's 3, I think, high school students. They must be high school students. They go online looking for, like, sex, really, from, like, a Craigslist type thing.
Craigslist or something.
Yeah, and then they find someone, but the stipulation is all 3 of them have to at the same time. So they go out there, and then they get kidnapped or whatever. It was a trap.
Well, it's all in the trailer, that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know,
Melissa Leo's there.
What?
It's Melissa Leo, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh no, we have plastic bags on our heads and bad things are happening.
Yeah, not a lot of it was...
Is John Goodman?
John Goodman is pretty fantastic in it.
Okay, big role, or?
Kind of. He's the ATF agent.
It's like the head negotiator guy? Or?
Yeah, sorta.
Okay.
But they're given the order to just, like, kill them all. Sort of thing, so he becomes less of like the negotiator and more of like the guy trying to like keep his people alive while killing all these crazies.
Oh, okay.
It ends really weird. I'm obviously not going to get into that at all.
But so kind of an unexpected ending.
It's like the way they end it is kind of weird, and then you're just like, what the hell is that? And then when they like kind of describe what they think it is, you're just like, oh, dude. Don't tell me he went this way. That would be so cheesy in every way. And then he didn't. But, like, it's still kind of cheesy. The way it happened. Yeah. I don't know.
So, okay, speaking as, like, a Kevin Smith enthusiast, like, so, you say it's a bad Kevin Smith movie, but is it at least, like, kind of a different enough movie to...
It is a completely different movie. I don't know.
Do you think he'd be good at doing, like, a variety of different things, or is he still, like, best suited to, no, friends talking? That's kind of what I'm good at. So, going back to that.
I think he would probably sell more tickets doing Friends Talking.
But I mean,
visually,
his films have kind of been
visually
flagging
he's
a
grown
bit.
up a lot. And
Okay.
that's kind of really fantastic, because, I mean, he doesn't do a lot of stuff in his other films at all.
Yeah, they're pretty plain.
Like,
in
he
terms
barely
of what they
directs,
look
he
like.
just kind of, like, writes a script and it says, hey, this is something funny that Muse can say.
Mhm.
And then, like, Muse will just, like, add Muse onto it, and then, instant hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
It's
shows that
edited-
he's, in a lot of interviews and stuff, that he was talking before this movie came out, he was saying how he really feels like this is his second actual movie. Like, Clerks was the first one, and then, like, 15 years later, he made this, where he's actually, like,
Okay.
trying to do something. He's not just kind of, like, resting on his laurels as a writer and getting his
So,
friends
like,
to do
he's saying
everything.
this is the first time he's kind of tried to advance his
Exactly,
directing kind
because
of,
he's been
just kinda
stagnant
kept
for a few
his same
years with
style.
some, like, movies coming out here and there.
Right, like, he
And
made Clerks,
it
and then he
totally
made,
makes
like,
sense.
a bunch of other movies the same way.
It totally makes sense. It has that same, like, indie feel, but this does not feel like the Kevin Smith you've known at all. And that's kind of fantastic, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to care about a character, because
Like, at least
Because
build
that's
up
what he
somebody
was
to
strong
care
with
about and
before,
root
right?
for.
Like, even if you didn't
Yeah.
like the movies, you would find a character to kind of care about or relate to.
Randall?
Sure,
Yeah, I like Randall.
Randall's good. He's the comic relief. I always like Dante more just because of all the bullshit that happens to him.
Okay.
You know what I mean. Like, he was good at creating a character and making them somewhat likable or believable.
Mm-hmm.
I find it weird that on a movie with the main characters in it based on actual people, they are very unbelievable.
Well, maybe he pairs them down too much to where they're kind of just a simple...
It's just kind of weird because, like, these people, the Cooper clan,
Mhm.
are the Phelps family with guns. Like, literally. It's kind of creepy how similar they are with the stuff they say.
But, like, what I mean is, does he really flesh them out and give them any kind of history or backstory or personality, or are they just kind of buckets of zealot hatred or whatever?
They're just buckets.
Yeah, like, it seems like they're a little too kind of straw man or something. Like, they're just simple
Everyone in
one-note
this
villains.
is a very cliched archetype of a character.
Yeah. Like, if
And
he
that's
kinda
what I
delved
don't
into
like.
more
That is not.
why
That's
they're
never been
like that.
his style, really.
Yeah.
That's what I'm not a big fan of.
So there's not much personality in it, kind of. It's just...
I think this would be a fun movie to own. I think I can't see me paying money to see it in a theater.
Like, you want to own it just to hear him talk about
I
it.
do want to hear the commentary tracks on it.
Okay.
Although I feel like since I kept up with his podcast, I kind of fell behind. He talked about it in like everything while they were doing it, to the point where there was an actual podcast, Red State of the Union, and like every week or whatever, he would bring in someone that was working on the film, and they would talk about certain like aspects and technical things, to the point where it feels like I'm watching this for the second time. Only this time, it's not as good. It's like reading a book, having an idea of how it should be in your mind, and then seeing the movie that ruined it. That's exactly what happened here. So, more than anything, I think I'd be more interested to hear your take on it if you see it.
And just don't delve into that stuff at all, and just see it as a movie.
Exactly. And I don't think...
Yeah, no, I've definitely been interested in seeing it. Like, I got some flack on Twitter about it, but whatever.
But, you know, apes.
Yeah,
you get flack
I mean,
about everything.
Well, you know, some people just don't understand, but whatever.
You know what they say, haters gonna hate.
Yeah, they always do. Okay. I'm not sure. That was the last film you saw this week?
Yeah, I was gonna watch one before this podcast, but I fell asleep.
Okay, and I was gonna watch Gorillas in the Mist, but it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. So instead, I watched Jane Goodall's Wild Chimpanzees.
Oh, talking kind of about apes, there's this cereal. Have you seen this cereal? That's just like Corn Puffs or some like brand of that with like a gorilla on the front.
No.
Okay, I was gonna take a picture of it at the grocery store today and send it to you.
Okay, I do like gorillas as well. So
because I figured as soon as I sent that you would probably go out and buy like a year's supply of it.
well, unless it's like got tons of modified palm oil.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the
it's
biggest
cooked in
hypocrites in the
palm
world.
oil.
Yeah.
It's nothing but solidified palm oil.
Yeah.
The gorilla on the front is the gorilla you actually killed by buying it.
Oh, jeez. or well, more just like people use apes' awesomeness to sell products and junk, but do they really care? Do they really get it?
No.
Do they understand how cool they are? Like, okay, have you ever heard of bonobo?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Because, like, some people don't. And I just watched Jane Goodall's Wild Chimpanzees, and they kind of break down, like, monkeys and apes on, like, this evolutionary tree or whatever. And at the top are the great apes, and they bring up orangutans, gorillas, and chimps. And I was like, where's bonobos at? Those are just as cool. I just watched an hour-long thing about them, and they're pretty good, too. Man, just failing, but whatever. It's not worth really getting into, but, the Congo. Stop burning stuff and killing monkeys.
Bonobo also a really good musician.
Oh, really? There's a band or something?
A DJ.
Just named Bonobo?
I think you'd be into it.
Okay.
Maybe. Wait, you don't...
Does he donate some of his profits?
You don't really like trip-hop type stuff, do you?
No, I do.
Oh, you might be really into it then, because, Bonobo.
Okay, I'll look into it. Anyway, on to news stuff, I guess. Oh man, I had a transitional opportunity there, and I failed.
As usual.
So,
go on.
Bringing it up now. All right, here's how it would have gone. Just walk through me. Okay, so David Lynch is working on an album, right? And a couple of those tracks have been described as trip-hop-like, which was kind of unexpected for, this aging film director guy.
You know what else is unexpected?
He's opening a nightclub in France called Club Silencio. Or no, it's not actually called that, but it's inspired by Club Silencio from Mulholland Drive. You're not a big David Lynch fan, right?
Me? I do like David Lynch. I haven't seen, his 5-hour movies that I kind of don't care about, though.
He never made a 5-hour movie.
I know, Go on.
He made a 3-hour movie 5 years ago. But basically, I guess just the main thing news-wise to take away from this is, he's just kind of moved on to other artistic endeavors to the point where I'm not sure he's going to make another feature film in the near future anyway. He's painting the architecture of this new club. He chose all the furniture and stuff as well. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds kind of neat, though. Super expensive, though, to get in. So... you need a membership.
I think we should go.
You also should probably live in France. I kind of want to go at some point in my life, provided it's still there.
Yeah.
When that is a feasible thing, but yeah.
Do you think he'll be successful with it?
I don't know. Maybe to some extent. I'm not sure.
Because he has money, I'm sure he could hire people to make him successful.
I don't know how much money. I'm sure he's doing okay. But
I think he has enough to hire
website
good
with
people.
subscribers.
Probably,
What do you mean? Hire decorators and stuff? And
no, people
staff,
to run it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where his name's just behind it. He doesn't actually do shit.
No, yeah, he wasn't even at this event or whatever.
Exactly.
That article was about. So, yeah, I'm not sure this is gonna sink him or anything. I don't think so. He just said he wanted to make something actually permanent out of concrete that people can visit after he's gone.
He should just do a giant statue of himself.
No, that sounds really arrogant and weird. I can't imagine him doing that. But this sounds about right. I read he was making a nightclub, and I was like, yep, that totally makes sense, and I want to go. So, yeah, but I don't have 1,500 euros. So, that's for a premium year-long membership. So, I mean, it's not that crazy. But it's still up there. Lower for the under 30 set and non-French residents, though, 420. I don't know why he chose that number. Suspicious. But anyway, that's it really. Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on him as a performer?
His good days are behind him, and I'm just waiting for him to die out of the spotlight completely.
You don't think there's any
No.
chance of a John Travolta style late career comeback?
No.
All right, I'm optimistic. I think he has the raw talent necessary to make that happen. But
all right then.
As to whether or not he'll ever actually do that and choose to,
Remains to be seen,
try.
obviously.
Yeah, Brett Ratner seems determined to kind of force him into the limelight again.
Yeah.
What with Tower Heist and everything, and I don't think we mentioned it. Brett Ratner is the producer of the Oscar telecast next year, and Eddie Murphy is now going to host the show.
Great.
Okay, I'm assuming that's not an authentic great, but what are your issues with it?
No, I don't really have an issue with it. I honestly kind of don't care. So the great is just kind of like great.
Yeah,
actually, that sounded a lot more with the tone I wanted it to be originally. It sounded kind of rude before.
Okay.
I apologize.
It's actually just like, oh, great. Sure.
No, before it was kind of like great. But I kind of meant, great.
Yeah, okay. I guess, I'm not, like, expecting great things, but I'm not appalled or anything. I mean, it's not like Oscar hosting has ever really been that exciting. It's for kind of comedians that are past their prime. That seems to be the way. Or, young actors who are just terrible. Like, last year was bad in terms of hosting moments, Like, I like James Franco fine, Anne Hathaway, sure, I guess, whatever. But that just didn't work out. Hugh Jackman, though, that guy.
Yeah.
He was energetic and had a good time.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Real Steel.
Man, okay. What are your thoughts on Real Steel?
Best movie
We'll just
of the
talk
year.
about that now. Okay, you're still excited about it because of the robot boxing?
That's it.
Right.
What else do you need?
Kid. I less kids in it, because I saw the trailer again. Keep in mind, seeing apes 6 times means I see the same trailers every time.
Gross.
So now I'm at a point where Contagion looks cool, The Sitter looks terrible, and I don't think Real Steel is going to be good at all. It's going to be just the worst, because that kid is going to speak for more than 20 seconds.
Not dude, robots.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe if there's some sort of robots only cut that's like 40 minutes long.
Where they kill the kid.
Just the fighting. No, they can't. I mean, they can't change it. I'm assuming that doesn't happen.
No, that would be great.
But or just kind of digitally rub him out of the film, and it's just Hugh Jackman is crazy and talks to himself. That would also be good.
No, kill the kid.
Well, I mean, you can't
the most
alter
horrible
the film.
way possible.
All right,
the robot
I'm trying to be a little
death.
more realistic here. Oh yeah, like end of the movie, Adam is like, I won. And he's a robot. He doesn't know his own strength. Oh no, hydraulic press. Crush the kid.
Blood everywhere.
Juiced everywhere. And Hugh Jackman just has this look of horror on his face. Roll credits. That's it. End of the movie.
That would be the best cut
It turns
ever.
into a horror movie in the last 20 seconds. And it's just, robots, you can't trust them. I'd watch that movie.
It ends with Hugh Jackman looking all terrified with blood all over his face. And then the robot just, like, turning, like, maliciously to him.
Yeah, the eyes just turn from blue to red, and you're just like, oh shit! And then that's the robot war.
Transformers 4. Real
It actually
Steel.
comes up, and it was secretly a Terminator movie the whole time. Like that's
the kid's name is John
thought it was just
Connor.
Innocuous. They finally tricked him into getting assassinated.
They won.
By making him a robot boxing enthusiast. Yeah, okay. I'd watch that movie.
Yeah,
again,
me too. But I mean, you would have to watch the movie thinking it would suck until it got to that point.
Right. Okay, so you go see it and let me know if anything amazing like that happens.
No, we're gonna see it together.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna buy us one popcorn and one drink with 2 straws. It'll be romantic.
I was honestly thinking, even if I get it as a review assignment, I would be really hesitant because I just really don't want to see it. I think it's just gonna be really bad.
And yet, we both know you will see it.
I don't know. I'm not even convinced because most of the time that does happen where it's just like, oh, that looks stupid, and then 6 months later I'm just like, no, one for Dark of the Moon, please. Yes, that's it. And then just go inside. But yeah, I don't know. This time might not work out.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Okay. The X-Files.
Yes.
Television program. My experiences with it have been very kind of just weird. Like, I saw the movie Fight the Future.
Yep.
Which is apparently, like, not a standalone thing at all, and it's pretty apparent. Like, there are threads at the end of that movie that are just like, watch the series to keep, know what's going on. But it was still kind of entertaining. And then I saw the new one, I Want to Believe? Is that what it was called? Like, 2008 or something?
10 years later.
Yeah, and that was just kind of boring. I didn't really like it.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Is that just because you heard it wasn't all that, or?
The opportunity never really came up without me going out of my way to see it.
Oh, okay. And it just didn't seem worth doing.
Nah.
Okay. What are your experiences with the series? We talked about it briefly before the show, but
I like it.
How much of it?
I own 2 out of 9 seasons.
Like, did you get into the late season kind of major plot arc thing about the oil and all that weird stuff, or like the black sludge stuff?
No.
Okay.
I kind of stopped
so you just
watching
kind of like
when
the
Robert
one-off.
Patrick came in.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember what season he came in now, and of course, everyone else.
It was pretty
probably
late
knows.
series, I think.
What's that?
Like 7 or something. Like I think it was pretty late show when he took over for real.
Yeah, like it must have been probably after like season 7.
That sounds about
right. It must
right
have been pretty late
to me, but I don't remember. I've had very little interaction with the TV show. Like I've heard about a bunch of episodes that sound pretty great, and I've seen like all of 10 minutes firsthand, I think, maybe. So,
okay.
Yeah. The reason I bring it up is Gillian Anderson, who plays
Dana Scully.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Know my stuff. She's basically just said like she's up for another movie if they could, get that together and make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the article was just saying that's not entirely unfeasible because even though the last movie wasn't really the biggest hit in the world, it at least broke even. So maybe. And
really, it's it has a cult following, and the name kind of resonates with people. Like people will be drawn to it, even though I think it's kind of dying down now.
Right. I just think like they really the main reason I bring it up is just because like I hear things about like that show just being totally amazing and just like building up this big arc towards the end of it and stuff, and just like episodic sci-fi series that kind of went on to inspire like Lost and stuff in a way. Like they basically they took their show and were like, all right, we want to manage this show differently,
mm-hmm.
but we still want that big satisfying arc and stuff,
mm-hmm.
but actually end, as opposed to getting kind of cut off early and not really being able to wrap up all the loose ends. And when they announced that, like, the last movie in 2008 or whatever, I was like, oh, wow, they're going to end this 2008, like, this long-time thing. Maybe I'll finally get into this. And then I went and watched it, and it's, like, a totally standalone story that has nothing to do with anything. So, yeah, it's, like, basically, like, I've heard it compared to, like, early season episodes, like, early show episodes. It's just like, no, there's just these crazy dudes, and they need to stop them. It's like, oh, does it have to do with anything with the big conspiracy or anything? No, not really. I mean, it's just a, movie.
Yeah.
And
in a way, doesn't it all have to deal with the conspiracy?
This one doesn't. It's, like, completely cut off and isolated from everything. Like, basically the only major universe plot thing that happens is, like, Scully goes to Mulder and is like, we need to start working again. And he's just like, okay. And then they, like, team up again to do stuff. But other than that, like, nothing important happens as far as I can recall. Billy Connolly's in it, though. That guy's okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But, yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like a lost opportunity. So, I'd be up for another movie. Like, give it another go, if you actually want to, bring up some stuff and finish the story. Because the only reason I've never really gone to the series is I've just heard it ends in disappointment. And there's so much of it.
Yeah.
It's like, am I really going to watch 9 seasons of a show
do you know how it ends?
It sucks? No, not really. It's been like a decade. You could probably tell me, but I don't know.
Like, okay, so Mulder, like, is lost for a while, right?
All right, X-Files, spoilers, watch out. All right, anyway.
Wow, really?
Just had to shout that out. Yeah. Okay, explain.
Okay, so I'm trying to... See, the problem is I'm not that deep into it where I could be like, yeah, in episode whatever, season whatever, this happens.
No, it's fine.
He kind of, like, disappears for a while, and that's why Robert Patrick comes in.
Okay,
and then, like, he comes back kind of, like, a little bit different. And then, like, at the very, very end, it's just like, yeah, aliens and shit, they're totally coming. And that's it.
Oh, like, it ends on kind of like, oh, stuff's about to go down.
But, like, nothing does.
End of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Like, it's just
It kind of
thinking
like
back
the
on
whole
it.
show is like the whole like I want to believe thing and like I believe in this and it's going to happen and all that bullshit. Mulder, right? And then like
Yeah.
at the end is basically him just being like, yeah, I totally figured out what's happening. So in a way, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's cool, but we kind of like to know. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so it just does not satisfy all the audience's questions and just kind of stops.
I don't think it satisfies anybody's questions.
Okay. Like, just thinking back, like I was a kid. I was way into UFOs and everything and weird mysteries.
Dude, I still am.
So,
I love that stuff.
yeah, no, it's great. It's great fodder for stuff. But like, I just never went and watched it. But like, thinking back, it was just so huge. Like, they were able to release like a feature film over the summer as just a bridge between seasons.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of another show that has really done that. Like South Park, but they don't really do continuity, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, they did release a film and just keep on trucking. I guess Simpsons too, but arguably they should have probably ended that. But anyway.
Yeah, a few seasons ago, like 10. But
To be fair, I haven't watched it in a while, so maybe it's awesome again. Maybe they just had a 6-season lull and then pulled back, and it was amazing.
yeah,
I
yeah, we'll go with that. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, that probably happened. So I don't know, just like, yeah, it seems like there's probably a lot of people that would love to see that end on a good note or something. So maybe this will work. I don't know. I hope so. I guess. Like, I'm not super invested, but I would like to see that story end in a cool way, just for the sake of all those people out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So yeah, that's it for news, really.
So, Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Thoughts?
Angry Video Game Nerd movie. I haven't really, like, as much as I've been into the YouTube lately, I haven't really seen a lot of what he's about. So I can't really tell you. I'm assuming he plays old video games and curses at them.
Well, he
Did he do
pretty much
Castlevania
just takes you back to
2?
the past to play
Did
the
he do
shitty games that suck
Castlevania 2
ass.
Simon's Quest video?
What?
Did he do Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest?
Yeah, that's what he started off with.
I might have seen that then.
That was like,
And that was it.
that was just something he did. Like, it was just a video.
Okay.
And then after that, people wanted to see more.
Oh, whereas I saw that and I was like, alright, and then just moved on.
Yeah, so then, like, he created this persona of the nerd who just, like, gets overly angry and abusive with video games and, like, drinks a lot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Speaking of amazing YouTube videos, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
I just favorited a video that I just want to mention to you. It's like, it's the weirdest, sad little thing. It's like, you know,
if you say
Easter.
monkey, gorilla, ape
No.
in this sentence,
Easter.
this call
Chocolate.
is over.
Okay, Easter chocolate. It's like chocolate rabbits just kind of standing there in kind of like this artfully composed little setting. Like there's a couple flower pots or something, and it's just standing there. Everything's black and white, kind of washed out color, except it's like just all chocolatey and brown and everything.
Uh-huh.
Then a hand comes into frame with an iron and just kind of sets it on it, and it slowly melts down. The entire time, this really just melancholy and sad, weird music is playing, and it's just, I don't know, it was strangely mesmerizing. I watched it twice in a row. Like, it's just, iron melts it, alright, that's done. Then a heat lamp melts one's face off, and it just goes all weird. And then a blow dryer just kind of slowly peels layer after layer of chocolate off of its face while blowing it all back. It's just, I don't know. Check it out, YouTube. Type in chocolate bunny. I'm gonna try to figure out what it's called.
This is terrible. Why would they do that?
It's just chocolate. Like that was kind of the thing. Like, it's just chocolate, but it's weirdly disturbing.
Why would they ruin chocolate?
Oh, they could still melt that down, dip some strawberries in it or something, you know?
Strawberries.
You can still do that. Yeah, but
Did you see
I don't know.
Did you see
I
that
found it
Portal
weird.
video? No Escape?
Yeah, I did.
It's really well done.
It is really well done.
It apparently took a year and a half.
Oh, okay. Melty Bunny, that's what it's called. No, it was really good. I guess Patton Oswalt, again, overhyping stuff. He was like, it's amazing. I was like, okay. No, that was pretty good. Like, it's just that thing.
It is
Basically,
pretty
no one
amazing
should ever tell me.
for, like,
It is really well done for like a student film and stuff, and they do a lot of cool stuff. Basically, I'm also just on a little bit of a downturn on Portal in general because everyone just keeps talking Like, Portal 2 Game of the Year. It's like, shut up. Really? You're silly. You're a silly person.
Monkeys.
What?
You have no right to talk.
No, I'm allowed to be excited about that.
Absolutely
it's legitimately, not. No, it's legitimately the best movie ever made.
No,
Whereas,
I mean monkeys in general.
Oh no, apes are just amazing creatures. I am offended if you're not of that opinion. That's not okay.
Fuck apes.
No, alright, this call's over. Thanks for joining us. Moving on. September 7th, 2011.
September 7th. Damn.
Yeah. That's
this
how
year's
it goes.
going quick.
I know. School's about to start.
And it also helps that, like, we didn't talk for, like, 2 months there, too. So.
Yeah, I guess so. I should probably have watched more movies this week. I felt a little weird. Like, I don't know. It was all that Mega 64 stuff. Speaking of
in a way that's... Like, it's hard to really think about it, but, like, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos at, like, 10 minutes a pop, you're pretty much watching, like, a few movies worth of time.
Oh, yeah, no, it adds up.
Definitely.
I also got some of their DVDs, so I was watching their show. And it was entertaining. It was kind of like a indie film kind of behind the scenes.
I like what they do.
Commentaries and stuff. No, they're talented gentlemen. And enthusiastic about
I think that's
it,
more it. I don't
really
think it's talent that makes them good.
Not before, but like watching over the course of it, you can definitely see them evolve a bit in terms of what they're doing. Like it's like they're
and you've obviously seen them at PAX.
Yeah,
those dudes they don't stop moving.
No, they're just excited all the time.
They're just like screaming into their little megaphone there, and they have like their little TV playing their videos, and like their music's blasting. They're just dancing around.
Yep. Oh no, they love what they do, and it's kind of just generally inspiring to see that.
To see people actually
life.
like what they do.
Yeah. No.
Must be nice.
Cool. Yeah. No, just do it, man. Seize your dreams. Go forth and do so.
Yeah, instead I gotta go to bed in an hour because I have to wake up in like 4 hours to get ready for work.
To earn money to buy your dreams.
Buy my dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I have to buy editing software, but eventually that'll work out.
Why?
So I can actually edit video.
Do you actually have video?
Yeah, I have like a bunch of raw footage I've collected over the summer. And just nothing to do with it until I figure that out. Just stuff. Just like trips I've been on. Me and Ryan are working on a thing. I've been collecting just shots of Alberta and how awesome it is.
All right.
And I went to the zoo and just shot a bunch of animals.
Of course you did.
Footage of animals. But yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
They're weird.
I just went there and shot a bunch of animals.
Yeah, at the zoo. Just went down there. Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, I was reviewing some of that today. And some of it turned out okay. A lot of really inane chatter from bystanders at the zoo.
Yeah.
Which I may or may not want to incorporate into...
But you'll find, like, anywhere you go with people, that happens.
Inane chatter. Yeah.
And it's the most annoying thing, too, when you have, like, this nice shot, and then there's someone just, like, talking about Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh...
Yeah, about 2 minutes into shooting a video of a sloth, which, I mean, they're notoriously slow, you can just hear people kind of questioning what I'm doing, which I thought was kind of amusing.
Explain. What did someone say?
It's just like, what is he doing? Sloth. Like,
you actually hear that?
Like, it's very buried in, like, stuff, but I'm pretty sure that someone is...
Are you sure it's not just paranoia?
No, I mean, I re-listened to it. Like, I thought it happened when I was there, but I just was like, whatever, I just want this footage. I mean, I don't have a sloth at home, so whatever. But it actually does do something at some point, which you get to see it kind of move around and look at you. So, I was okay with it. But, yeah.
Do you have a video camera then? Like, a new one?
Oh, not a good one, just a
Flip
video.
HD?
Yeah,
that's what I have.
I'm just messing around with that for now. It's small and super versatile, so I don't know. It's alright. But yeah, not so much versatile. That would imply putting lenses on it and stuff. It can't do any of those things.
Yeah, that's kind of why I want to get one of those, like, new SLR cameras.
Yeah. Some conversations I've been having lately with people have been kind of letting me know about where to go for information on that kind of stuff. And
well, I need a new camera, right? Because, like, my lenses and stuff are everything's getting kind of dirty. It's like 7 years old now. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, just work with what you have. And
well, I have been, but at the same time, it's hard to like really be motivated to do stuff when your camera can't do a lot of things easily that you want to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been.
It's like trying to like
money.
hammer something with the end of a screwdriver. Like you can do it,
just wrong tool for the job.
Yeah. That's been Movie Monks.
Yeah. Go make movies, I guess, is the final note on this. We're working on it, I think, to some extent. Got classes coming up.
Yeah.
So.
Monastery's closed. I'm Paul.
I'm Nathan. Catch you next week.
Same time.
Oh, same place? Same channel? I don't know. Anyway, bye.